How's everyone doing today? Much love and aloha to you. Shout out again to Mark the Shark for this awesome hat. So we just got off the MSC Meraviglia. I know we don't usually do live streams, but I wanted to kind of give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions you might have. And hopefully if there's anyone in the live stream in a couple minutes, I'll be able to kind of talk to you guys about my sailing. And I'm just gonna kind of get started and say a little bit about the MSC Meraviglia for those of you guys that don't know. The MSC Meraviglia right now is going out of Port Canaveral in Orlando, which is the closest cruise port to me. So when I saw that a cruise deal popped up on cruises.com, I jumped on the opportunity. It was a 3-night sailing on February 16th to the 19th on the Meraviglia, which went to their private island, and it actually had an overnight stay there. So I was fortunate enough to be able to enjoy a beach party at about 9 to 12 at night, and it was amazing, such a fun experience. So if you guys are going on an MSC ship and it happens to have an overnight stay, you can start looking forward to that. But yeah, so I spent about $325 before anything else. It was just kind of the base rate of the cruise. And then obviously once I got to the port, I had to pay for the parking, which was another $75. So all in all, I ended up spending about $400 on this 3-night sailing out of Port Canaveral. I had a studio interior room. So for those of you guys that don't know, that's actually a single studio room. It's only for one person, so you couldn't book this for 2 people. And that's why I was able to get such a good deal. But that being said, if you do have another person with you, you could still get a really great deal. Everyone I was talking to on the ship said that their sailings were around $500 or $600 for two people. So definitely significantly cheaper than Royal Caribbean, way cheaper than Disney and Virgin if you guys are into those cruise lines. But this was my first time on MSC, and I had very mixed reviews. I had some really great parts, and I also had some really bad parts. So I'm gonna try and share some of those guys with you guys today. Obviously the price was amazing. It was only $400 total. Hey, what's up, Tiffany? Nice to see you. Glad you're here. You're actually the first person to be here. I didn't start the live stream at 7. That was my fault. I tried to, but I was having some technical difficulties. But I appreciate you being here. And so yeah, we just started a few minutes ago. I was just telling everyone how I got the cruise for a really great deal. It was about $400, and then that includes the parking too. So parking and the cruise were $400 for a single studio room. If you want to go with someone else, you probably would have been looking at something like $500-600 total for everything. But it was really nice when I got to board the ship. There was very few people in line. I was able to pretty much walk right on. I was able to park right by the cruise port. I didn't have to take a shuttle or walk really far with my bags. As soon as I parked, I was basically in line for security, showed my passport, and I was on the ship in probably about 15-20 minutes. They're a little bit old school at MSC. They don't have as many tablets and computers to run everything like Royal Caribbean does. They actually had just old school pen and paper. So they were finding your name, they're checking you off, they're going and pulling your card out of a box that they probably printed out the night before. And then you get your room key right before you get on the ship. And so, like I said, boarding the ship was super easy. And my first impression of seeing the ship was it was absolutely stunning. I would kind of compare it most to an Oasis class ship on Royal Caribbean. So all of the ship was huge. I could barely walk from one end to the other end in a timely manner, but the ship itself was very, very, very new. So this is probably the newest, nicest ship I've been on. It was probably nicer than Royal Caribbean Oasis and Harmony of the Seas, and even Allure of the Seas. But I would say there was definitely some negatives, and I'll get to those in a minute. But before I get to all the negatives, the private island was also really amazing. So if you guys are at the MSC private island ever, I'm sure you guys will enjoy it too. I don't think it was the most amazing because there was so much to do, but it was definitely great because it had that deserted island feel. It was in the middle of the ocean. You couldn't see any other big structures besides the ones that were kind of in the middle of the island for the crew members to live at. There's very few buildings. I all had great backdrops in all of my photos. So if you're a photo person, this was actually my favorite island so far that I've been to take photos at, because everywhere I went, there was just a beautiful view in the background. So whether it was the lighthouse, whether it was a bridge, whether it was the ocean, some rocks, it just looked beautiful no matter where you took a picture. So I really enjoyed taking pictures. And then at night, they actually threw an island beach party. So the beach party was probably my favorite night of the entire cruise, because from 9 p.m. until midnight, everyone was out on the beach dancing around. They had like strobe lights, they had the dance music, they had some LEDs, they had some people swinging these poise, which are basically light up swinging things, and they spin them around and they do like dances with them and stuff. So it was really cool. It was almost like they had performers set up for us at the beach, dancers that were really good. It wasn't just the typical entertainment crew. It definitely seemed like it was a couple of the dancers from the performances, because they were doing some real cool dance moves and showing us all the island beats and all the fun kind of songs that you can dance to on the beach. Yeah, you guys have been to the beach party too. That's really great. So I'm definitely, if I do book another MSC, that would probably be one of the reasons I might do it. So yeah, besides that, the other nights of the cruise, there was music as well. There was always nightly dance music. There was karaoke every night too. But the activities were lacking a little bit. If you guys are used to Royal Caribbean, you're gonna have a lot more activities for the kids, activities for you at night on Royal Caribbean. What's up, Sea to World? Nice to see you guys again. River Cruise Recess, thanks for joining the channel. I gotta get you a little icon for being a moderator here. Let's see if we can do that. Maybe I'll be able to do it after the live stream. But yeah, thanks for coming, guys. So like I said, yeah, the entertainment every other night of the cruise was still really good, even though we didn't have like a beach party. The entertainment was basically on the back of the ship. There's a pool and there's levels, kind of like you would have on most pool decks, so that people can lounge and absorb the sun and find a seat. But at night, they turn it into kind of a nightclub. So people are all standing around watching all the people down on the bottom level dance. And I love dancing, so I was out every night, absolutely killing the dance floor. You guys will definitely see lots of dancing in the vlog, so stay tuned for that. And I actually liked the outside dance floor better than Royal Caribbean because it was way cooler, it wasn't as crowded, and it was also a really nice breeze. So normally in the inside areas, when it gets really crowded at night, and you have lots of people packed into the nightclub, it gets way too hot. And so it was really nice having a nice breeze, being out on the ocean, seeing the water, seeing the stars, loud dance music, and lots of people having a great time. Anne loves dancing also. Yeah, I love dancing. So Anne, if you go on a cruise, we gotta hit the dance floor together. We could have a lot of fun. I made tons of friends at the dance club. That's where I ended up meeting all my friends. So I made a group of Colombian friends. We all made a really good friendship the second night. So then the third night, we all hung out together as well. I met a really nice girl named Stacy. So she was a part of our gang the second and third night, as well as the Colombians. And it just seemed like everybody that was there at the nightclub was there to have a great time, no matter what your age was, no matter what your ethnicity was. Everybody just wanted to have a good time. And I noticed that there was a lot of people there. Sometimes on the Royal Caribbean ships, the nightclub can kind of be hit or miss, depending on the night of the week, depending on the cruise ship you're on. But MSC, I gotta say, there was a lot of guests that showed up to the nightclub, and a lot of people were going out at night. So it was a fun time. Yes, we definitely have to make it happen. I would love to do that. Next cruise is Margaritaville at Seas, which not really super looking forward to, but we'll definitely plan a Royal Caribbean hopefully soon after that one. So yeah, the guests on the ship, like I said, they were amazing. And the other really last amazing thing about MSC was the Carousel Theater Show. And it was basically like Cirque du Soleil. So if you guys have been to a Cirque du Soleil before, the shows are phenomenal. And the performers have skills that you can't find anywhere else. So there were some guys that were doing the whole balancing on each other's head thing. Like one of them was doing an inversion and flipped upside down. It was a really good time. Nice to meet you. Oh, it was nice to meet you. I don't even remember who you are. Oh, is this Matt Walker? I believe that's Matt Walker. Yes, I remember meeting you. I could see your picture in the avatar now. Awesome. Yeah, guys, check out Matt's page. He's a great travel agent, I believe. So check out his channel if you guys are interested in booking some new cruises soon. And Tiffany, thanks always for being here. You're always a great supporter. Like I was saying, the Carousel Theater Show, definitely one of the highlights of my trip. Yep. And so I would suggest if you guys are going on the MSC ship, definitely book the Carousel Show beforehand. Hey, what's going on, Sharon? I haven't seen you or heard from you in a really long time. It's nice to hear from you. Hope all is well with you. If you've been on an MSC ship, definitely let me know how was your shows, the entertainment. I didn't go to any of the main shows. I only ended up going to the Carousel Theater shows. and they were absolutely not phenomenal. So if you guys want to book them beforehand, they're actually $12 as opposed to $18. So definitely book them beforehand. You also get a free drink, which is included. The $12 includes the drink and admission. If you don't pay beforehand, it's $18. So you're kind of getting the drink for like, I don't know, 10 bucks, 11 bucks, and then you're paying for the show for 7. Whereas if you pay the $12 beforehand, you'll definitely get a much better bang for your buck. Oh no, Sharon, I'm so sorry to hear you had a migraine. Hopefully it gets better soon and it goes away so you can start enjoying life again. That's the most annoying thing. I used to get migraines when I was little. I haven't had them in a while, luckily. Matt says the ventriloquist was really good too. I did not have a chance to see the ventriloquist, but I wish I did. I heard that the ventriloquist as well as the hypnotist had a good show. I thought they said it was pretty cool, the people I talked to. So definitely next time I'm gonna make more of an effort. On these 3-night sailings though, it's definitely hard to do everything you wanna do. If I go on another MSC sailing, I'm gonna make sure it's at least 4 nights, and I'm also gonna make sure I bring people with me that are very fun and don't have high expectations. Because there was definitely some areas on the ship where the guest service was lacking. And I myself personally, I'm a very patient person. I don't mind if there's a little bit of a wait for a drink or for some food. But if you're expecting the butler experience and you want to be pampered like on a high-class cruise line, or even if you want to just get a really good customer service experience like you get on Royal Caribbean, I wouldn't expect that going into MSC. I think that the guest service was probably the biggest area of lacking in their whole cruise. So the first thing I would say about that is that the staff, they didn't want to really solve your problems. They just wanted you to get out of there. They wanted you to get out of their hair. They just wanted you to not be near them anymore. And if that meant them telling you that they're sorry, they can't do anything to help you, that was the answer, unfortunately. So it wasn't the greatest guest service experience, but I mean, they did their best given that the ship was at full capacity, and a lot of guests I know can be very unruly with their requests, so I try not to hold it against them. And so that was definitely one of the lacking areas. Another one of the lacking areas was the food. I think that the food was pretty average in the buffet, and it was also kind of average in the main dining room. I wouldn't say it's like horrible, I wouldn't say it's bad, but I would just say it was food. If you're looking to get some nutrients, if you're looking to fill up your body with something for the day before you go out to the private island, there was breakfast, there was bacon, there's hash browns, there's scrambled eggs, there's eggs over easy. They have everything that you pretty much get on a cruise ship, but the quality was a little bit lower than what I'm used to on Royal Caribbean. And I'd also say that the lines were a lot worse. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Royal Caribbean has designed the Windjammer buffet to be extremely efficient. So the Windjammer buffet has little islands all over now in the newer Windjammers. The old Windjammers, they're kind of built like this MSC cruise ship was, which is just long rows, and then in the back of the ship, it comes together like that. So there'd basically just be the rows. But unfortunately, that means that if one person in front was taking a really long time, most of the time people didn't feel comfortable going around that guest to help themselves to what they wanted. So because of that, the lines were always really long in the buffet, and it usually ended up being about like a 10-minute ordeal just to get a plate, get your food, get a drink, find a table. And then by the time you sit down, it's been about 15 minutes, you're already starving and you start scarfing down your food. Hopefully you got enough on that first plate, because if you have to go back for a second plate, it was not a great time either. But I mean, the food wasn't bad. It was average, I'd say. And in the main dining room, I'd say it was average because I got my meals in about 45 minutes to an hour, which is, I'd say, pretty good time for main dining room average time to receive your meals. But I would say that the meals were they were lacking. They didn't have enough on the plate for what I had ordered, at least. I saw some of the other plates looked a little more full than mine, but in general, I felt like I was always a little bit hungry, and the desserts, I couldn't even stomach them. I tried to eat a couple different things. I had a cheesecake the first night. It tasted horrible. I love cheesecake. I've never had a cheesecake that I didn't eat in my life. This was the first one. And the other night I went to the dining room, I got a limoncello cake, which had an overpowerful limoncello acidic like aftertaste. So it was just not pleasant to stomach. I had a couple bites of that and put it down as well. So I definitely wouldn't recommend the food on MSC, but if you're going, it's definitely worth it if you can get a really great deal. When is your next Royal Caribbean video? How's it going, Nick Wong? It's nice to hear from you. Thanks for stopping by. I don't have another Royal Caribbean booked right now. I've got Margaritaville at Seas booked, which if you guys know anything about Margaritaville at Seas, it's not the greatest cruise ship or cruise line, whatever you want to call it, because it's definitely a cheaper one. And I've also got Groove Cruise, which is a chartered cruise, which is going to be on the Norwegian Encore in January of 2024. But besides that, I don't have any other cruises booked. I'm waiting to book my next Royal Caribbean, hopefully for either the beginning of summer or the end of summer. I don't have a ton of time off because I'm a teacher. And so right now I've already got the one in March, and then I have April and May, which are pretty busy as a teacher. So I don't really have a ton of extra days, unfortunately. But once I can, I will book another cruise and hopefully get on Royal Caribbean either at the beginning of summer or the end of summer. But thanks for stopping by, Nick. I appreciate you being here. We were just talking about how the food on the MSC wasn't that great, but the staff wasn't great either. The ship was absolutely stunning. The island was amazing. I did hear, though, on the island that guests were not able to get food for free. A lot of the food trucks were not open. The only thing they had open was the buffet, so if you were looking for the food trucks, which are supposed to be really great, apparently they weren't open. But yeah, the staff, like I was telling you guys, they just had a lot of issues. They weren't really trying to solve problems. I personally had an issue when I went to a photo desk, and I'll tell you guys about that in a second. But I heard lots of issues where guests had to complain, and a lot of the staff members, they just took it upon themselves to try and fix the problem. And if you know anything about the way Royal Caribbean or other cruise lines fix the problems, they're able to call a manager. The manager will come over and they will do their best to make sure that you leave with a smile on your face. I definitely didn't leave with a smile on my face from the photo desk. I actually called them clowns because I felt like they didn't know what they were doing. But I'm sure that I wasn't the only one with that experience. There was definitely some other people who had that experience as well. But I heard on the Facebook group that lots of people loved their cruise. They had zero issues. So it definitely just depends what you were looking for, what your expectations were, whether or not this cruise would have been something that you were severely impressed by or severely disappointed by. I think most people were probably like somewhere in the middle. I don't think anyone was like 100% impressed. And I'm sure most people weren't like completely upset, because at the end of the day, it was a really affordable cruise and the cruise ship was still really nice. So even, can I ask, what's a photo desk? So the photo desk on the cruise ship is where you go to collect your photos. So if you take pictures with the cast, the crew members, when you're getting off the ship or when you're boarding the ship, at dinner, when you're walking around the ship, they always have photographers. It's kind of like an amusement park. They do this at Disney World, they do it at Universal, they do it at SeaWorld. They've got these photographers all over pretty places. They got them in front of the staircases. They've got them out on the pool deck sometimes. They've got them in the main promenade, the Galleria area, which is a really pretty part of the ship. And so they'll be taking pictures all day, usually right before dinner for sure, because they want to get people dressed in their finest clothes. And then they'll try and sell you those photos. So they will sell them usually for like $25 for like a couple of them. But I got one for free, or I was at least supposed to get one for free, because I got status match. And so because I'm a diamond member on Royal Caribbean, they told me that I would get one free photo through the photo desk when I got on the ship. But like I said, they didn't understand my status, and for some reason I didn't get my free photo. So I had to kind of call them a clown, because I could show them the email that I got from msccruises.usa.com, which tells me that I was awarded gold status. And gold status has the following membership benefits. So I have all these benefits that they didn't want to give me. I didn't get to spend an hour in the spa, but I mean, there's worse things in the world. I still had a great cruise. There were definitely some issues. Sharon asked, what are my hobbies? I have a lot of hobbies, actually. How much time do you have? So if you look this way a little bit, you'll see that I have lots of crystals because I'm a very spiritual person. I'm Reiki certified, so if you don't know what Reiki is, it's an alternative healing where people help you heal using the energy of the universe. So it sounds like it's a total load of crap, but I promise it is as real as you are. And if anyone out there is suffering from any sorts of ailments or suffering from any sort of energy blockages, come on down to Florida. I'd be glad to give you a free Reiki session. Usually some people, the Reiki masters, they'll charge money, but I don't do it for any money. I just like helping people feel best as they can be. Some of my other hobbies include skateboarding, surfing, snowboarding. I really love all the adrenaline sports. I take my dogs out all the time. They go longboarding with me. So they're huskies. I have a couple huskies and they all pull me on my skateboard around the neighborhood. Do I like rock hunting, arrowhead hunting, gemstone hunting, and collecting? Out of the three, I would definitely pick gemstone hunting. Then I'd pick rock hunting, and then I'd pick arrowhead hunting. I've never found an arrowhead before, so I don't even know where I'd look for those. But I would love to find some crystals or gemstones. And Cedar World, I'm just south of Orlando. I'm in a town called Davenport, which is in Polk County. And then I usually go to Orlando for nightlife because it's the closest. Ohana, I've got an opal crystallized heart. Wow, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I've got lots of crystals. I don't think I have an opal, but I do have a amethyst-shaped piece of art right there. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's actually a heart-shaped. I made that myself out of resin because that's another one of my hobbies. I love resin art. So I made that. I also made that skateboard up there out of resin art. I just covered it with different types of resin and glitter and powder in order to make a cool design, which kind of looks like a galaxy. I don't know. Ohana, I can help you find arrowheads. That's my favorite hobby. Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to do that. We'll have to get together and go on a hike together. But yeah, so the cruise was great. Thanks for asking all these questions, guys. We're in Orlando, have plenty of family in Polk County. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, if you're ever coming this way, let me know. We can meet up for a drink, go out and talk about cruises. Yes, I do have a guitar. Another one of my hobbies. I guess you can call me a jack of all trades. I learned guitar from my best friend in college. He's a musical savant. He plays piano. His name is Matt Pacheco. He actually wrote like most of the theme songs for the channel. So if you guys have heard a lot of the Ohana theme songs, you guys will hear him. He's the one that made them all for me. He's my best friend. Matt, thanks for being a longtime friend and a great supporter of the channel. We love having your music. Yes, I hope you'll all hang out. South Georgia, okay. South Georgia is a little bit far away for a quick day trip, but if I'm ever driving up to Georgia, I'll definitely make a trip over there, Sharon. I'm in Central Florida, just south of Orlando. Is there anything else to tell you guys about the cruise? I don't know. I guess I would book the MSC again. I wouldn't go out of my way to spend any money, but if I can get a really, really good deal on it, I definitely would. Tiffany's from Montana. Yes, I think you've told me that before. I don't remember when. Maybe when it was when we were talking about Cannon Beach. Is that the beach you went to, I think, in Oregon? Cannon Beach. I don't remember for sure, but I think that's where it was, and that's kind of west, right? So Montana, it must make sense to go more west if you're gonna go to the coast than to the east. I've never been to the Northwest. I've been to California, I've been to Arizona, I've been to a bunch of places. Sharon wishes she could give me my number. I know, that'd be cool. We could contact each other. You could find me on Facebook. You could send me an email. We could definitely keep in touch. There's a few people that have chatted me on Facebook before. I know Katie has messaged me on Facebook. There's a bunch of people I would love to contact more. You guys are awesome. It's a great community here. I appreciate having you guys as Ohana. Much love and aloha. Yep, I went to Cannon Beach, Oregon when I was 9. It was awesome. I don't have Facebook or Instagram. I don't have a okay, I have an Instagram and a Facebook. So that won't help you, Sharon, but it'll help See the World. So I'll type my Instagram in the chat right now for you guys that are live. Feel free to message me anytime you guys want. I'll get back to you ASAP, answer any of your cruise questions. Sharon, I don't want to post my phone number on the chat, but if you email me, I'm sure there's a way we can contact each other that's easier than Facebook or Instagram, since you don't have that. All right. So I appreciate you guys being here today. Is there any other questions? Yes, I do have an email. I'll give you my email right now. ohanahuskies@gmail.com. There it is in the chat. Yeah, the Huskies definitely were the start of the channel. They got the bug for me and my ex-girlfriend at the time, Giselle, to start the channel. And we're still best friends. We still hang out all the time. So I still have Simba, the third dog, a lot. She still takes care of the other two dogs. We kind of are great friends, and we just help each other take care of our dogs because we both love them with all of our hearts. I'm sure you guys know if you had dogs, you would do anything for them. So great cruise info and insight. Thanks so much, Katie. I appreciate you. Appreciate having you as part of the Ohana. Much love and aloha to all you guys. Stay tuned for the MSC vlogs. They'll be coming out starting next Tuesday. Also, I do have another channel I just started. It's called Music Fest Fam. So if you guys are curious about music festivals, it's another one of my hobbies. I already got a bunch booked for this year. So if you're interested in knowing what the now Woodstock musical festivals are gonna be like, I'm going all of them. So check out that channel. It's in the About Me for my description if you guys wanna check out that channel. It's in some of the videos as well. So just check it out if you guys are interested in seeing music videos. Otherwise, stay tuned for the MSC videos and Margaritaville at Seas in about a month. Thanks for watching, guys. Much love and aloha!